Bonjour, and welcome back to the podcast to Philip. Today we're gonna dive into something pretty fascinating.
Okay.
It's this whole thing about France making AI classes mandatory for certain grade levels
Oh, wow. Yeah.
next school year.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Wait.
That's pretty big.
It is. It's a big move.
Yeah.
And it's coming straight from, Élisabeth Borne, the French Minister of Education.
Right.
And she really seems to see this as like a game changer, how we learn and how we teach.
It is. It's gonna be a whole new world.
Yeah. And what's interesting is I was reading that almost all high school and college students in France are already using AI,
Yeah.
but only like 20% of teachers are. So there's this huge disconnect.
Yeah, big time.
So we gotta figure this out.
Oh.
So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna really dive into this whole new AI education program. What's it gonna look like?
Yeah.
What's the reasoning behind it? What's it gonna mean for students and teachers? And then we'll even compare it to what other countries are doing around the world.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so this program's going to be impacting students in 4th and 10th grade.
Okay.
And it's going to be delivered through this platform called Pix. Have you heard of that?
Vaguely, yeah. Isn't that like their online system for certifying digital skills?
It is. It's kind of like, I think it's their like national digital literacy test or something. But so they're going to be using that platform to teach these AI classes. So what will these students actually be learning about AI? Like what's in the curriculum?
Well, it seems like they're going for a pretty comprehensive understanding,
Yeah.
They're covering the basics of how these AI systems actually work.
Okay.
But then they're also getting into the limitations about, what AI can't do.
Yeah, that's important.
Definitely. And then there's this whole thing about identifying potential biases baked into AI, which is huge.
Yeah.
Because these systems are often trained on data that can reflect societal biases. And
Absolutely.
so teaching students how to spot that is crucial.
Yeah.
But the thing that I thought was most interesting
Is they're actually teaching prompt engineering.
prompt engineering.
Yeah. It's all about how to talk to AI tools effectively to get the best results.
Really?
Yeah. Which is becoming a surprisingly valuable skill in a lot of fields.
So it's like you're learning the language of AI.
Exactly. You got to know how to speak to the machine.
That's fascinating.
It is. It's a whole new level of communication.
So you're not just like clicking buttons, you're actually like having a
It's going to be a conversation with the AI.
conversation with it. Wow. That's really interesting. Okay. So it's not just limited to those specific grade levels though, is it?
No. It seems like any secondary school student or teacher in France can actually access these AI courses.
Oh, wow.
So they're really trying to, democratize this knowledge across the board.
So they're not just saying like, oh, you're in this grade, you have to learn it.
Right. It's open to everyone who's interested.
It's open to everyone.
Yeah, which is great.
Okay, that's really cool. Now let's talk about the why behind this decision.
Like Élisabeth Borne, she's saying that AI is already a revolution. It's impacting everything.
Right.
Why is she making this a priority?
Well, she sees it as essential for their future success. Like she's really emphasizing that this isn't just some tech fad. It's a fundamental shift
Right.
that's going to reshape industries, the way we live, everything.
Like she's really thinking long term.
Oh, yeah, this is about preparing them for the world they're going to inherit.
Yeah, and she's got a point.
She does. It's everywhere.
We see AI everywhere, like
Yeah.
from healthcare to art.
Exactly. It's only going to get more integrated.
Yeah. So was there anything specific that prompted this decision to implement this program now?
Well, one of the big things they keep mentioning is this huge difference in AI adoption between students and teachers.
Oh, yeah.
Remember we talked about that at the beginning?
Right.
Like almost all the students are already using AI in some way, but only 20% of teachers are.
Right. So they're trying to bridge that gap.
Exactly. They want to make sure educators are equipped to actually guide these students in this new era.
Makes sense.
It does. You can't really teach what you don't understand yourself.
Exactly. So France is also working on a national charter on AI use in schools.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they're going to be getting input from teachers, parents, students, and unions.
Wow.
So it's going to be like a really collaborative approach.
That's great. So they're not just dictating from on high. They're
Right.
actually getting everyone involved.
They're getting everyone involved, which I think is a good idea.
Absolutely. It shows a real commitment to making sure this works for everyone.
So it's not just about teaching AI. It's about creating like a framework for responsible and ethical AI use.
Right. Building those guidelines from the ground up.
Right, which is crucial. Okay, so France isn't just stopping at the mandatory classes, though.
Oh, what else are they doing?
They're also developing AI tools specifically for education.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah, can you believe that?
No, tell me more.
So they're actually working on 2 separate AI tools. One's for teachers and one's for school administrators.
Wow.
Yeah, and the one for teachers is particularly interesting.
Okay, why is that?
So it's being designed to help with tasks like lesson planning, grading, and even providing personalized feedback to students.
Wow. So it's like an AI assistant for teachers.
It is. It's like a TA.
That's incredible.
I know. And they're investing 20 million euros into this project.
Wow, they're serious.
They're serious. And they're hoping to launch it in 2026.
Ambitious.
Yeah. But imagine.
I know, it's hard to even fathom.
It's hard to even fathom like how much time that could save teachers.
Right, all that time spent on grading and lesson planning.
They can be focusing on individual students.
You could really tailor the learning experience.
Exactly. That's what's so exciting about it.
Yeah, that's huge.
And then there's Cassandra.
Cassandra.
That's the AI tool for school administrators.
Okay. What does that one do?
This one's all about personnel management. So it's going to be helping with scheduling, managing teacher absences, and even like identifying issues before they escalate.
So it's like a proactive management tool.
It is.
Right.
I know. And it's already being tested in Lyon.
So they're already putting it through its paces.
They're already putting it through its paces.
Yeah.
This is amazing stuff.
It is. France is really going all in on this.
They are. They're really committed.
Yeah.
But the question is, are they alone in this? Are other countries following suit?
Well, France is definitely a pioneer, but they're not the only ones. Hong Kong, for example, is going even further.
Really?
Yeah. They're launching mandatory AI classes for all students aged 12 to 15, starting in September 2025.
Wow. Sooner than France?
Sooner. And their program is even more comprehensive, like 10 to 14 hours of dedicated AI instruction.
10 to 14. Wow. What are they focusing on?
Well, they're really diving into the creative side of AI, like how to use these tools to create images, text, and other digital content.
So it's a lot more hands-on.
It is. It's about creation, not just understanding.
So France is emphasizing understanding AI.
Right.
And Hong Kong is focusing on using AI.
As a creative tool.
That's a fascinating distinction.
It is. 2 different approaches to the same challenge.
And while other countries haven't announced mandatory programs yet,
right,
a lot of schools worldwide are starting to incorporate AI into their curriculum.
Yeah. It's becoming clear that this is not just a passing trend.
It's the future.
It's the future of education.
Yeah.
And really the future of work.
Yeah. Okay. So all of this sounds incredibly exciting.
Right.
But it also raises some questions.
Of course.
Like, what does this mean for teachers?
Yeah. How are they going to adapt to all of this?
Right. How are they going to adapt to this new AI-driven landscape?
It's a huge question.
It is. It's a big one.
And it's going to require a lot of thought and effort from everyone involved.
Yeah. This is a whole new world of teaching.
It is. It's exciting, but also daunting.
It is. It is. Yep. But it's also a huge opportunity.
It is. For teachers to become leaders in shaping how AI is used in education.
Right? To ensure it's used to enhance learning, not replace that human connection.
Exactly. That's the key.
That is the key. Okay. We're going to have to take a break here, but when we come back, we're going to delve even deeper into this topic. We're going to talk about the implications for teachers, the ethical considerations, the future of learning in an AI-driven world. So stick around.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating evolution in the teaching profession.
It is.
And it's not just about adapting to new tools. It's like reconsidering the very nature of what it means to teach and learn in this rapidly changing world.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. With AI handling tasks like grading and lesson planning, teachers can really focus more on, the individualized instruction.
Right.
The mentoring, fostering those essential human skills that AI just can't replicate.
Exactly. And it's those human skills, the creativity, the critical thinking, the empathy, the collaboration. Those are the things that are going to become even more valuable in this world.
Yeah. So it's not about replacing teachers with AI.
Right.
It's about empowering them to be even better educators, to guide students in developing those skills that they need to thrive.
Right. It's a symbiotic relationship. AI augmenting human capabilities.
I like that. Yeah. And remember, France is taking a really proactive approach to making sure that this is all done responsibly and ethically.
Right. That national charter.
That national charter.
Being developed with input from teachers and parents and students. That's going to be really important.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, I'm curious about the specifics of these AI tools that they're developing. How will they ensure that these tools are used ethically and effectively?
Well, for starters, they're really focusing on developing what they call a sovereign AI.
Sovereign AI?
Yeah, meaning it's built and controlled within France.
Okay.
So it gives them more oversight over the data that's used to train the AI, the algorithms themselves, and ultimately how the tool is designed and implemented.
So it's about transparency, accountability, and having the ability to address any concerns about bias or misuse.
Exactly.
That's important.
It is, and it's not just about the technology itself. It's about the human element. Training programs for teachers are going to be crucial to make sure they understand how to use these tools effectively and ethically.
So teacher training and professional development is going to be key to the success of this whole thing.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. And remember, France's efforts are really just part of a larger global trend.
Right.
Hong Kong, remember, with their even more ambitious program, they're going to have to address these same considerations.
Yeah, it's a global conversation that's just beginning.
It is.
And it's one that we need to have, thoughtfully and proactively as AI just becomes more integrated into every aspect of our lives.
Absolutely. And as we navigate this uncharted territory, I think the most important thing to remember is that technology should serve humanity, not the other way around.
That's a good point. Now, we talked a lot about France and Hong Kong, but what about the rest of the world? What other examples are there of countries or schools embracing AI in education?
Well, while France and Hong Kong are definitely at the forefront with these mandatory programs, a lot of other countries are experimenting with different approaches. For example, some schools in the United States are incorporating AI-powered tutoring systems to provide students with personalized support and feedback.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a great way to kind of address the needs of individual learners. Another example, in Singapore, they're using AI to analyze student data and identify early warning signs of academic struggles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that they can intervene early and provide support. And then in Finland, they're developing AI-powered tools to help teachers create more engaging and interactive lesson plans.
So there's a lot of innovation happening in this field.
A lot. It's really exciting to see AI has the potential to transform education in some really profound ways.
It does. But it's important to remember that technology is just a tool. The
Right.
real transformation comes from how we choose to use it.
Absolutely. It's not about replacing teachers or traditional methods of teaching. It's about finding ways to leverage AI to enhance the learning experience for every student. And that requires a shift in mindset, both for educators and for students.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that shift in mindset. What kind of skills and knowledge will students need to thrive in this AI-powered world?
Well, it's not just about technical skills like coding or data analysis, although those are important. It's also about those uniquely human skills that we've been talking about, critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, collaboration, and adaptability.
These are the skills that will set them apart.
Exactly. And these skills aren't just innate. They need to be cultivated and nurtured through education.
So what does this mean for the future of learning? How do we prepare students for a world where AI is just everywhere?
Well, we need to move away from these traditional models of rote learning and standardized testing. We need to create learning environments that foster curiosity, experimentation, and collaboration.
So it's about creating a space where students feel empowered to explore, to question, to take risks, and to learn from their mistakes.
Exactly. And it's about teaching them to think critically about the impact of AI on society. To understand its potential and its limitations, and to be responsible stewards of this powerful technology.
All of this sounds incredibly exciting, but it also raises a lot of questions. How do we ensure that AI is used ethically and equitably in education? How do we prepare teachers for this new landscape?
These are crucial questions, and there are no easy answers. It requires a collaborative effort from educators, policymakers, researchers, and technologists.
It's a conversation that needs to happen at all levels.
Absolutely. From the classroom to the global stage. And it's a conversation that's just beginning.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from France's groundbreaking initiative to the global trends in AI education. It's clear that this is a topic that's not going away anytime soon.
No, it's here to stay.
So as we wrap up this part of our discussion, let's bring it back to our listeners.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on all of this? Are you excited about the potential of AI in education, or are you apprehensive about the challenges it might bring?
Yeah, it really is. It really makes you think about the whole future of teaching.
It does. And it's interesting, those two paths that we were talking about earlier.
Right.
One being, focused on the technical AI skills.
Yeah.
And the other one focusing on those human skills.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the key takeaway, I think, is that it doesn't have to be an either-or situation.
Right.
We can and should strive to integrate both.
So it's not about humans versus machines.
Right.
It's about humans and machines working together.
Exactly. Finding that balance.
Finding that balance.
Between, technical proficiency and human ingenuity.
Right.
Leveraging the strengths of both.
Yeah. So how do we achieve that balance? What would that kind of education actually look like?
Yeah. Well, it starts with moving away from, those traditional models of education, the ones that prioritize rote memorization and standardized tests.
Okay.
We need to create learning environments that encourage, experimentation, collaboration, problem solving, open-ended exploration.
So more project-based learning.
Exactly.
More hands-on activities.
And giving students the space to really express themselves creatively and think critically.
And incorporating ethical considerations into all of this as well.
Oh, absolutely. We can't just teach them how to use the tools. We have to teach them to think critically about, the impact of AI on society, to be aware of its limitations and to use it responsibly.
Okay, so this all sounds incredibly important, but it also sounds like a huge undertaking.
It is. It's a big shift.
It is. And it's a shift in mindset, not just for educators, but for students and parents and policymakers.
It's a collective effort, but I'm optimistic. I think we're at this pivotal moment where we have the opportunity to really reshape education in a way that prepares students for the future. And not just the future of work, but the future of humanity.
That's a good point. It brings us back to, one of the questions we posed earlier. What are those skills that AI itself can't replicate? Those uniquely human qualities that will be even more valuable.
Things like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, empathy, the ability to connect with others on a deeper level. These are the things that set us apart.
And these are the things that we need to cultivate in our students.
Absolutely. It's not just about teaching them how to use AI. It's about teaching them how to be human in an age of AI.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like we're at the beginning of an incredible journey. One that's full of challenges and opportunities.
It is. It's exciting. It's a little bit scary.
A little bit scary.
But ultimately, I think it's a positive thing.
As long as we're thoughtful about it.
Exactly. As long as we remember that the future is not something that happens to us. It's something we create.
Okay.
And with a thoughtful and intentional approach to AI education, we can create a future where technology empowers humanity rather than replaces it.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the initiatives in France and Hong Kong, the ethical considerations, the implications for teachers, and those crucial human skills that we need to nurture alongside AI.
It's been a great conversation.
As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic.
Yes, please share your comments below.
And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and like our video.
Thanks for joining us on the podcast, Philippe.
Until next time.